Imagine touching a rock and it turns into gold. Sounds amazing, right? Now imagine touching your food, your clothes, even the people you love, and they all turn into gold too. Yeah, not so amazing anymore. This is the story of the man who wished for unlimited gold and immediately regretted it. His name was King Midas, and honestly, he might be the original gold digger. The beginning. A long time ago, there was a king named Midas. He ruled a rich kingdom. He had a palace, servants, power, food, everything a king could want. But there was one small problem. Midas loved gold. Not just liked it, not just wanted it. He was obsessed with it. His palace was full of gold. Golden cups, golden chairs, golden decorations everywhere, but no matter how much gold he had, it was never enough. Midas always wanted more. The strange visitor. One day something strange happened in the kingdom. A mysterious old man appeared near the palace gardens. This man was not normal. He was connected to the gods. The king's guards found him and brought him to Midas. Instead of punishing the old man, Midas treated him kindly. He gave him food, a place to rest, and treated him like an honored guest. And because of this kindness, the gods decided to reward Midas. One of the gods appeared and said, "You have been generous. I will grant you one wish. Just one wish." Now think about it. If you had one wish, what would you ask for? More wisdom? Peace? A long life? Not Midas. He didn't even think twice. He said, "I want everything I touch to turn into gold." The god paused. That wish sounded dangerous, but Midas insisted. So the god said, "All right. Starting tomorrow, everything you touch will turn into gold." And just like that, the wish was granted. The dream comes true. The next morning, Midas woke up excited. He jumped out of bed and touched the wooden bedpost. Instantly, it turned into solid gold. Midas stared at it. Then he laughed. "It works!" He ran around the palace touching everything. The table, gold. The chair, gold. The doors, gold. The statues, gold. Everywhere he went, more gold. Midas was losing his mind with happiness. He thought he had just become the richest man alive. But then, things started getting weird. The first problem. After hours of turning things into gold, Midas started to feel hungry. So the servants prepared a huge meal for him. Fresh bread, juicy fruit, warm meat. Midas sat down and grabbed a piece of bread. The moment his fingers touched it, it turned into gold. He blinked. Okay, that's strange. So he picked up an apple. Gold. He grabbed a cup of juice. Gold. Everything he touched turned into metal. Suddenly, Midas realized something terrifying. He couldn't eat. He couldn't drink. His wish was starting to feel like a curse. The worst moment. But the worst part hadn't even happened yet. As Midas sat there panicking, someone ran into the room. It was his daughter. She loved her father and ran to hug him. "Father, what's wrong?" Before Midas could stop her, she grabbed his hand, and in 1 second, she turned into a gold statue, frozen, silent, gone. The room became completely quiet. Midas stared at the statue, his daughter, now just a lifeless piece of gold. And suddenly all the gold in the world didn't feel valuable anymore. It felt empty, the realization. Midas fell to his knees. Now he understood the truth. Gold was never the real treasure. Food, family, life, those things were worth more than any metal. But his greed had blinded him. So he cried out to the gods, "Please, take this power away. I don't want it anymore." "I was wrong. I just want my life back." The lesson. The god returned and saw how miserable Midas had become. The golden power disappeared. Food stopped turning into gold. Objects stopped turning into gold. And most importantly, his daughter returned to normal, alive again. Midas hugged her carefully this time, and from that day on, he stopped chasing gold, because he finally learned something important. The moral. Sometimes the things we think will make us happy actually destroy the things that matter most. Money, fame, power. If you chase them too much, you can lose everything else. King Midas wanted unlimited gold, but what he really needed was to learn when enough is enough. And that's why his story is still told today, because greed might look shiny, but it can turn your whole life into stone.